Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we're tracking a system moving through. It's going to be a warm front that continues to lift north through the day today, and it'll push in some warmer air, a little bit more moisture, and we have a low-level jet increasing. Now, we have what's called a cap in place, basically a lid on the atmosphere that tries to keep storms from developing here in the Ozarks today. But that cap begins to break down into this evening, and I think storms begin to fire off just to our north. Now, heading into tomorrow, different story. We'll see dry conditions really to start the morning off, maybe a few isolated showers in our northern counties, but as the cold front begins to move on in a bit closer into the afternoon, storms develop into the early afternoon hours that could be severe. So today's risk is kind of conditional. We have a level 1 marginal risk, and that's going to be if we get these storms develop breaking through that cap, large hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as greatest threats. But tomorrow, first alert weather day, much better chance for storms to initiate. Heading into the morning, we're dry. Once again, maybe a stray storm in some of our far northernmost counties. But then by around 11, brief dry period before storms initiate closer to 1-2 p.m. These could pack a punch as early as 2 o'clock. And then heading into the evening hours continues to grow in coverage, mostly along and south of I-44. Then, heading into around 7-8, we see storms begin to fire off along the cold front in some of our northwesternmost counties. These continue to push closer to the interstate and south of it by around 11 p.m. Still looking at a chance for severe storms here, and still some stronger storms maybe closer to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'd say by 4 a.m. we're looking at the instability kind of beginning to move on out of here and some pockets of heavy rain, but nothing severe. Then we're dry heading into the sunrise on Friday. Now Thursday's severe risk, much greater. We have a level 2 risk that covers much of the area. However, level 3 enhanced risk pinpoints some areas across parts of far southern Missouri and into northwestern Arkansas. That's going to be that orangish color you see there, and that's where we have a greater risk to see some more scattered storms that could produce large hail, damaging winds, and an isolated tornado. So here's a look at your large hail threats specifically broken down. The red, that's where we have the enhanced risks, where we have the potential for numerous to maybe even almost widespread storms that could contain large hail. Now this kind of hatched area is what we call it. That's going to be this kind of dotted area right here. That's going to be an even greater potential for hail that's larger, maybe even upwards of golf ball size. So once again, tomorrow's main primary threat will be very large hail, but we're also looking at 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and even a low tornado threat we'll have our eye out on. Now heading into the weekend, by Friday we are a bit cooler, but then this weekend we'll have an upper level trough beginning to swing through the Great Lakes region, bringing northwesterly flow here to the Ozarks, and that will cool our temperatures down. So storm chances wind down this weekend, a pretty low chance for a stray shower Saturday night, but I think most will stay pretty dry thanks to dry air mass in place. But there's the cooler air moving in as we begin next week. Monday could stay in the 40s for highs. Today though, we're talking about highs in the mid to upper 70s. Very warm afternoon. 9 p.m. we're still in the upper 60s, and lows tonight dropping back into the low 60s as you head out the door in the morning. 7-day forecast shows first alert weather day Thursday. Temperatures staying warm relatively overnight all the way through Sunday. A little bit cooler again on Sunday, and then much cooler on Monday before we see another warm up into the middle of next week.